My wife was unfaithful and the twins are not mine and neither is the newborn. I have confronted my wife. She was sorry but she is not sorry. I love her. Her parents knew about the affair. They found out long before me. They had been helping them by having my wife and her lover meet at their house. Why were her parents helping her instead of being decent people? They did not want to risk being humiliated. Her parents, basically the whole family, is very involved in the church in our town. They also did not want to separate the twins from their real father. My 2 children 14 and 10 years old are staying with my brother and sister-in-law. I have no strength to be able to take care of them right now. They hate their mother, and refuse to talk to her. We are both in therapy. It is too much. I tried to take the twins so they could be with their sisters, but my wife put up too much resistance. She was begging me. I am sure her lover is with her right now. I saw his car heading towards my house when I left. Lover was also married. I've been in contact with his wife and she says she's filing for divorce. I haven't asked her if lover has tried to work things out, and frankly I don't care. Fare thee well and my wife as well as my in-laws. I always thought IL were uptight people anyway. I'm glad they're all being ostracized. Mill and Phil have been kicked out the church and from the looks of the church's social media page, they deleted anything related to them. I am glad that they are humiliated, that what they feared the most is happening. Mill called me crying wanting me to clear the situation up. What is there to clear up? Phil wanted me to work things out but I simply asked if it was him in this situation would be working things out. He answered with silence before hanging up. Wife has been trying to reach out to me. I refuse to answer her. I get just a tiny bit happy seeing how frantic she is to contact me. I don't know what she wants, and I don't want to speak to her anytime soon. I know I'll eventually have to. Before I got the results I was ready to take her to court and get custody of the twins. I'm pathetic. Going to work is a struggle. My coworkers look at me with pity. I don't even grocery shop anymore. I can feel everyone looking and whispering. I've lost about 15 pounds since this whole thing came to light. I barely get any sleep. Therapy is not helping. This has been the worst year of my life. I wish I had kept my mouth shut in the car a few months ago. If I had then I'd be enjoying time with the newborn and decorating the house. The house is silent. It should be loud with my daughters laughing or arguing. I should be changing a diaper. I should be hearing my wife try to outperform Mariah Carey. The house should smell sweet and be warm. Dirty diapers should be in a trash bag waiting to be thrown out. I should be smiling and laughing. This house should be filled with happiness and life. Now it's just cold, empty, and quiet. Everything I did was for nothing. I had a sad childhood. I wanted a happy adulthood. I can never seem to win. I always lose. I don't feel like a man. I don't even feel human. Hey man. I don't envy your situation. It's a tragedy what's happening with you. One step at a time, starting with cutting off your ex and her family. Jumping on the top comment to say, "Op, your girls need you." The 10 and 14-year-old are hurting too. They've had their lives ripped apart and they need you to be a parent. Go to your brothers and hold them close. Stay with family until you're strong enough to bring your girls home. I'm so sorry for the loss of the other kids. It must feel like several deaths and I can't imagine the pain you're in. However, if you want split custody of the twins, and your posts indicate that you do, they're legally yours. She can't stop you from having them. They know you. They love you. And I believe the law would be on your side. Especially because of the family element with the older girls. And established paternity. It's also entirely okay to give them up. To grieve them and let them go. Especially if her and lover are going to be together. Give yourself time to make decisions. Don't give up on therapy. It will take time. You are not pathetic. You are human. And you are dealing with trauma. She is pathetic. As are her family. And lover. They are cruel and selfish and ugly. All of them. Destructive people leave a trail of broken hearts. Don't let them take more of your life than they already have. Healing will be hard, but work at it. Make it your mission to give your kids the best life. To lead the best life. Her shame is not yours. You didn't cheat or lie or deceive. I'm sorry you married into a monstrous family. You can recover from this, but it will be outside of these evil people. Sue the bio father for reimbursement. Make sure you get every penny you can from the child's actual father for what you spent on the affair children, since you can prove the family knew and supported the affair. Also get the paperwork started for disestablishment of paternity for the newborn if you've already signed the birth certificate. You still have time to stop some of the damage going forward if you act now. I believe in karma because she is passing it on to my cheating ex and his mistress. Her lover is her co-worker of my ex. She makes about $17 an hour as an EMT. Her lover has 4 children, ages 11 and under, with the youngest being 5, and she left her husband because she was having an affair, as of last January, and I found out in July. Did I mention she's been living in a car ever since? She got a shed on 10 acres of property in the divorce but can't afford to hook up utilities, so she hasn't been able to exercise joint custody. Her ex is taking her back to court to get full custody and stop paying her support, and served her last week. I feel bad for the kids, their mom is a POS. This weekend my ex drops off his vehicle he got as a Christmas gift last year, only in my name, because he was supposed to refinance it in his name but doesn't have the financial means to do so. Because of his financial infidelity, he has maxed out all his credit cards and has had to move his adult daughter and son-in-law to help pay the bills because the house was based on my income, not his $23 per hour. I make 3 times as much as him. After discovering his serious fiscal irresponsibility, I didn't reveal I knew, just said, you keep your debt and I'll keep mine, you keep the house. He was thrilled I made it so easy. He lost any access to my retirement, he had 0, and pension. 90 days after the divorce I have my own house, both cars, etc., so believe their life may look good on social media, but karma doesn't forget. Stories like this make me believe in Christmas again. RP, ditto, coming to hear justice at work like a cheating ex on every dating platform he can find, slowly turning into an incel because his short self can't get a second date with anyone. I just got a message last month, I messed up, you were the only person who saw value in me and I threw it away. With enough time maybe you can see fit to give me another try. Until then I will stay single and wait like you waited for my attention day after day. So I catfished, arranged a date, and sent him, here's to you staying single and waiting day after day. 10 minutes before the date just to delete the account. He never asked if it was me and pretends it never happened, but he's never going to be worth another try. I bet he thought he could be her white knight and save her with your money, but she never loved him for who he was but what he did, and he loved her because she made him feel special or wanted. Things he could have done in his own marriage but did it outside of it. What are you going to do with 2 cars? Trade them both in and get what I want. Thank you for asking. He's terrible with responsibility in financial matters. It should have been a red flag when he didn't file 5 years of city, state, and federal tax returns. I just felt bad and fixed it all. Come to find out the government is now after him. He's in denial. Caught my wife cheating last week, still feel numb from everything honestly. Found out my wife was cheating with a guy from our gym because I had a weird gut instinct something was wrong and found their messages of flirting and talking about getting together. I confronted my wife and she somehow tried to turn it into me being the bad guy and made promises to block him and try to work on us, saying at most they only made out in his truck. Forward to 2 days later, I still feel paranoid that I didn't get the whole story. I snoop in her phone again. I find that not only did she lie to me and they had relationships, she was still talking to him while I was willing to actively work on our relationship for the past 2 days. I pretty much drew the line there and said I want a divorce no matter what. Now it seems like she is trying to bribe me into forgetting this through tons of relationships. I just feel like I'm losing it, and it doesn't help that we have 2 kids and 6.5 years of marriage she threw down the drain for a 2-month fling. Sorry for the long rant, just needed to get this off my chest and maybe even gain some info from people that have gone through this and how the divorce process goes. It's called love bombing. They inundate you with relationships and affection. Don't fall for it. Don't have relationships with her. Get checked for STDs and start looking for a lawyer. I figured it was something like that. I'm calling around for lawyers tomorrow to get the ball rolling. My goal is to do this as peacefully as possible for the kids' sake, no matter how much I want to make this difficult for her out of spite. Keep quiet while you get the ball rolling. Find your attorney, consult and get everything in order without her knowledge. Do the 180 in Grey Rock. Also, communicate the situation and the truth to your parents and hers, close friends and family, so she can't spin the narrative in her favor with lies and deceit. She's already tried to make you the bad guy. Don't think she won't go to extremes to play the victim in all of this. You don't know this person, she's not the person you fell in love with. Well, stop having relationships and get a divorce. Either it's a deal breaker or it's not. She's betrayed you twice in unimaginable ways, and your response is to have relationships because she's offering to placate you. Come on, man. Reconciliation would be a reasonable thing if she had been honest initially and cut contact. She did neither. She doesn't respect you at this point. OP, I medicated myself to deal with stress and distress and had a moment of weakness because of it. It is a deal breaker for me and plan on contacting lawyers tomorrow to get the ball rolling. Edit. Its theme about reconciliation and it's really coming out to me doesn't happen to hurt a ton. The fact that I had to find out through snooping and would have been kept in the dark about it if I have not snooped on anything.